from the ZDNet Mobile Gadgeteer and Cell Phones blogs. Taking a first look at the new TeleNav shotgun, personal navigation device. And shotgun goes back to the days of riding shotgun, so the TeleNav shotgun rides along with you and is your companion. Now, I currently have it, I'll show the hardware in a little bit. I'm in my car right now. I wanted to kind of show what you see when you're in your car. And as you can see, that blue light is extremely annoying. It flashes constantly, and when the device is charging, there's either red or green light underneath it. When it was red with the blue light flashing, I could have sworn I saw the cops flashing their lights at me every time as I looked back. So there's the red and blue light, and out of the corner of my eye I could have sworn that the cops were getting ready to pull me over every time. As you can see, if I was to cover that up, those lights, it makes a much better experience in the car and not so annoying. So if I actually had this device, I would definitely have to get some paper to cover up those two lights, because that is just not going to cut it. So looking at the device itself, the software looks a lot like what you see on TeleNav on something like the HTC Advantage or even other phones, and it's very, very responsive touchscreen. As I tap on volume control, you can see there's some different volumes. Back, go to the preferences, just jump to a couple of these screens, moving maps, 2D or 3D, route style, and there's several options, traffic optimizers, even a pedestrian route, in case you wanted to actually take the device out and walk around the city. Units, of course, is English and metric. Then there's a backlight, power save, always on, and different settings. As you can see, it gets quite bright at night. It doesn't seem to adjust. There's some traffic alerts, different help cards, just to give you tips and tricks. Map colors, there's nighttime, daytime, and auto. And then it doesn't. Then it switches automatically from day and night when you're in the driving mode, not if you're just mapping it out. Then here's a calibration. I haven't really gone through this yet. Let's just tap on it. So far the screen seems very responsive and the processor is quite quick, as you can see there. So that's preferences. Let's go take a quick look at extras. And as you can see here, there's a record location, there's a compass, it gives you some information, virtual compass for you. There's favorites, recent places, directions, and then you can search whatever things. Say if I was going to the SeaTac airport, current location, trip confirmation, do I want that trip? If I was to say go, is that SeaTac airport? And it's getting the fastest route, because that was my selection, and preference was to go with the fastest route.
New route.
There we go. There's the map summary. Navigate with the GPS.
New route. Your destination is ahead.
There we go. So let's see, back to extras. There's feedback form. This is just a form you could submit about what you think of the device. Then there's a get connected, which I am connected. It's connected via the T-Mobile GPRS service, I believe. Maybe T-Mobile Edge. It does have a SIM card in there. It's a pretty generic white SIM card. I just popped it into an unlocked phone and found out it was T-Mobile. Maybe Edge or GPRS, which is actually very good coverage all over the US. So there's also maps and traffic, and this just gives you your current location where you're at. You can tap to show the traffic. There's some traffic legends, gives you speeds, incidents, that kind of thing. There's search, and different ways to do searches. You can search gas stations near you somewhere else. Gas prices for different kinds. You can see there's a diesel as well. I have a diesel truck, so if I was to tap diesel, search near me, And let's see if it comes up with what gas stations I know are close for diesel. And there we go. There's some in Tacoma. Gives you the prices, current prices. Diesel's not bad. It's below $3 here now. Washington State. And you can search for banks and ATMs. Hotels, motels. If you tap other, there's a bunch of different things. Parking lots, movie theaters, car rentals, taxis. And if you tap complete list, you can even see more. There's community, sites, there's businesses. I think there's 11 million POIs on the 4 gig micro SD card that is included in the device. And there's also some integrated memory as well. You can actually just spell a name and search. It is an internet connected device. You could search for something to look for. Say I was going to look for Burger King. I know it's down the road. And search. Let's see what we can find near me. And there we go. And if I was to tap that, say drive to, it is very responsive, which is impressive.
Go 0.2 miles and turn right to Canyon Road East.
I'll just exit that now. So that's a look at the TeleNav shotgun. I'm going to go back inside and I'll take a look at the hardware so you can see what the hardware is like. It's a pretty slick piece of hardware. As I sit outside in the car, I wanted to continue inside with a more in-depth look at the hardware. So there is the screen that we saw outside with over here's the indicator light and the charging light. Now coming up top, we see there's a flush power button here. Nothing else on the top. On the side over here, we've got a SIM card slot and a micro SD card slot. The SIM card's a pretty generic looking white SIM card, but I popped it into unlocked phone. It's a T-Mobile SIM, and it comes with an included 4 GB micro SD card slot loaded with POI data on it. Here in the bottom, these two connectors and that one up top here are the little notches that it secures into the bracket that's in the car window bracket. Secures pretty well, not super secure though. Seem to slide out. It's just some small notches there that it holds it in. On this side over here, we'll see the 3.5mm headset jack and the mini USB port that's used for charging the device in your car or with a computer cable as well. And then on the back, you can see there's a reset button. It says Windows CE Core 5, and then there's a speaker right here. And that seems to be the only speaker on the back, so that when it's actually mounted in the car like this, the mount actually blocks the bit of the speaker, so the speaker's not as loud as I've heard on other GPS navigation devices. It may have been nicer to have the speaker along the top or the sides, I think, rather than on the back, or a stereo speaker or something. The whole thing, as you can see, is quite portable. It's all covered in that soft touch rubber, so it feels good in your hand. And it's it's easily pocketable, so you could use it as walking around the city navigation. And just a quick comparison, show you this is the HTC Advantage 7510 with the TeleNav software, and as you can see, it's very similar. Kind of hard to capture in the video camera I have here, but the Advantage actually with a large display is actually a bigger navigation device than the TeleNav shotgun. So if you already have an Advantage, there's no real reason to go with the shotgun. But as you can see, the Advantage, of course, is a very expensive device, over $1,000, and the TeleNav shotgun is $299. So it's a much more reasonable device if you're looking at it for navigation. But I'm just showing how the software is similar between the two. And as I showed out in the car too, it's quite snappy on the shotgun. Everything bounces around real quickly. You touch the screen and boom, you're there. Very, very responsive and very fast. So that's a look at the TeleNav shotgun. I should spend a couple more weeks with it, just kind of seeing what it's all about. Thanks for viewing.